StreamYard, you pissed me off again. I hate this. Okay, happy Saturday. Wow. They all just seem to run together. Happy Saturday, Happy Midnight Express. This is going to be just a really quickie, maybe 30 to 45 minutes to make up for the fact that we didn't do our Star Trek live tonight. They had some really bad allergy issues. I'm having some bad allergy issues. And then Brian was on another stream. So we're going to do it tomorrow at 2 p.m. But we're also going to do our overnighter tomorrow. Note, I will not be starting the overnighter with you. Thade will get that going for you. I have Rocky Horror Picture Show tomorrow here in Vegas that we host once a month. So I will be doing that and literally running things off the very laptop that I would be streaming from. So as soon as that's done, I'll come in at the end. He's going to cover CinemaCon. We're going to cover some of the other stuff that came out of CinemaCon, some of the trailers and stuff. I am actually, believe it or not, hyped about the new Transformers movie that I had no use for before that trailer came out. Once I saw Unicon, I went from do I really need another Transformers movie into my life to yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and see this one. All right, Bell, what's going on? What is wrong? StreamYard is lagging again, so some of you will get a notification about 10 to 15 minutes after I've already aired, which is stupid. You're first, yeah. You're usually coming in at the back end. All right, so I need advice on how to get 100%. LO, I'm at 90. This economy is killing me. You're at Amazon, right? Amazon's a really good job. What do you? I guess my question to you, when you say 100%, what are your goals? What are you trying to take care of? Where do you want to be as far as like, are you trying to get like a house? Are you trying to get a new vehicle? Or you just want to be comfortable? Something you want to do for your kids? I guess 100%, it differs from, varies from one person to another. For me, 100% is just having everything I need, having a little bit extra. Oh, you quit. How you doing, Jeebus? You quit Amazon? Your feet? I thought you were a driver though. You just drove up and threw the stuff out the truck. Oh damn. All right. Well, um, are your feet damaged from the army? Because if so, you get disability. You get a check from those guys. Um. Okay. Yeah. There you go. All right. What percentage are you? Like if you're at what 30 or more percent, that's a pretty good check. I still have to go get my VA benefits. I still got to go take my hearing test. I got back issues and stuff, flat feet issues that I had in there, and then I also was they where we were at was near burn pits, so I got all kinds of stuff. I have to make the time to go. But yeah, what depending on what percentage you are oh, that's your question. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not. I was not reading that with the Army mind. So what do you need to get? You need to get an advocate. There are people out there because the VA denies your claims outright. I mean, they deny a lot. It's like they do it by default, and there are people out there that work your claims. So in your area of town, especially you being near Fort Lewis, there are going to be people out there that is their job. They're ex-military. You just got to Google them and look them up, and you let them handle it from there. They'll set up the appointments, they'll set up everything else, and they'll keep on the VA to get you what you need. You're going to have to take the physicals and everything else, to make sure. And then your documentation, those guys will handle that though. The guys I'm talking about, they have them in every city. They will get all your documentation, all your orders, all your paperwork together, and then they'll fight your claims for you. And that's generally what they do. And they're pretty successful. I know my dad was 25 years Air Force. He had to get his claims done that way, and he did it way after he got out. And then I'm going through it myself. So, but go ahead and look up VA Disability Advocate and go from there. You're at 90. That's good. That's a pretty good chunk of cheese right there. Plus if you just got yourself a little part-time, job to supplement. Yeah. Yep, that's what I've heard. Because it's a total of what? What's the most you can get a month? Was it 1,500? So what do you get? You'd be getting like 500 now, and yeah, 100% is because 100% is really hard to get to. So, but once again, get that. You got 90. How did you get 90? Whatever you did to get 90, you should be using to get that other 10. I mean, but if it's not working out, then get that, get those advocates on there for you. So, all right. So I was watching the Snyder event, SnyderCon or Full Circle. Everything seemed to be going pretty good. I saw a lot of people that I see on streams. Dave got to interview Zack Snyder. I saw Steven, and then I saw the after show that they had there. I had to watch it on and off because I was really, really busy here. Everything is happening these last couple of weeks. We have our Comic Con, our local Comic Con here. I have my live event here tomorrow. We have our own stream going for the Snyder event happening on Sunday at 11:30. I hope to have some of you guys there, some guests there. And then next week is Free Comic Book Day, and then after that is Tromania. After Tromania, because that's one of our biggest events of the year, I'm just going to I might take a vacation. I might take a vacation from everything and just stream. Just kick back on my massage chair here and just stream because it's been a lot, and man, it's burning me out. So, all right, my feet, my head, that's how I got it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna end up going for my feet as well. So, you're way ahead of me, Bell. You're way ahead of me. So, yeah. Yeah, I saw those pictures. I saw Rhea was there. Posing with Shaq with Zach. She's gonna be out in Vegas again. She's coming out to my trauma event on the 12th and 13th. So that'll be cool. I'd be personally, and I'm gonna pose this to some people. We were all planning on getting together at some point at the end of this year, whether September or October. And just all of us that are on YouTube, that are in the regions, that are always streaming on each other's streams, and that we know each other on the internet, getting together in Vegas and doing something. We were thinking about this before. What's going on is going on, but I want to do a big drive-in because in September and October the weather is great here. It's my favorite time of the year is the fall, and we have a 40-foot drive-in screen, and I have a massive parking lot in my plaza. I want to do like Watchmen, BVS. Not maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League, but definitely Man of Steel, definitely a BVS, maybe Wonder Woman, and just like I said, we have access to a giant parking lot, and I think we can raise a lot of money. Whereas a lot of you only had 214 seats in the venues that they're using tonight and tomorrow, and then just a 600 for what they're doing in on Sunday, the Zack Snyder Justice League stream. But we can fit as many cars that can drive down there. I mean, I would love to put something together that, mainly for us, mainly for the people that, like I said, our little circle that we've built over the last few years, but it would be open to anybody. But it's Vegas. I mean, I got hotels out here. It's cheap to stay out here. Like I said, I have access to a drive-in screen. We've held drive-in events out there. I would like to hold something. I mean, we wouldn't be able to get Zack Snyder out there because he pretty much stays in Pasadena. That's his base of operations. But we could still get together all. I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, I host events here all the time. So, and I think we wouldn't sell out because, like I said, the parking lot is huge. You can't sell out our parking lot. It's huge. And then we just give all that money to American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You know what? I'm going to run it by some people. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I want her left too. She's always going places, man. I know she works hard, but she's always, she was in Puerto Rico or somewhere one day on the beach with a swimsuit on. Then she's in Vegas. Then she's in Pasadena. She just has fun. Listen, she works really, really hard. So work hard, play hard. But yeah, it's I think she should just do videos of just her going all over the damn world. I'd watch. Cost of living is pretty cheap compared to where you're at. It's probably going to be probably about half what you're getting in even if you're in the Tacoma area. The state of Washington is pretty expensive unless you're living out in the sticks. But Vegas right now, Vegas is still a pretty cheap place to live. Cost of living is pretty good, and there's no state tax here. Personally, I prefer California. I'm from California. It's in my blood. I've been here since '93, and California still calls to me. I'm going to use my VA loan when I buy my house, my VA loan, and my VFW loan. I'm going to buy a house in California, and I'll go back and forth. because that's home to me. Even a lot of people are always crapping on California. Everybody's leaving California, yet there's still 50 million people there. When these people leave California and go to these other places, somebody fills that house. The reason why the prices are so high because of demand. So when you live in a place that's that desirable, so that's where I want to head up. Vegas is nice, but I said when I got here in '93, I'm here on business. I'm here on a temporary business trip. And at the very least, I'm going to go back and forth. So, yeah, cost of living is pretty good. Yeah, man, it's super expensive. I want to move back home, but it's so damn expensive there. I just want to go somewhere that's warm. I'm sick of the cold. Listen, all right, be careful what you ask for because you're going to come out here. And warm is not the word I use. All right, blast furnace is what I use out here. And like I said, it's only 3 months, but man, it's like those road marches we used to have. Yeah, 10K don't sound like a lot when you got all that crap on your back. And it just seems forever, right? It's just that's what getting through the summer here is. But yeah, it's cheap out here. It's a good place to raise kids and stuff. Everybody I tell me that has kids. I mean, I think you have small kids. It's a good place. You move out to Summerlin. Summerlin's pretty pricey, but compared to where you're living right now in Washington State, you probably you'll notice a big difference. See, I'm a Cali boy, and listen, I grew up being okay with the heat. That deployment screwed me up, man. That deployment and that heat, I had never experienced the type of heat that we experienced over there. Black people don't really burn. Our skin, it's not, we're designed, us darkies are designed to take a little bit more than the our pale skin counterparts. I burned over there. I burned when I was on my little dune buggy. I watched my skin burn and then peel and then fly off of my hand. That's how hot it was over there. And I told myself then, you know what? I'm tired of the heat. I'm done with the heat. So I grew up in San Bernardino, LA area, that other part of the desert, and I'm done, man. I'm done. I want a place that's 75 all year round. I want winter to be winter. I want spring to last more than 8 hours. I mean, so you go ahead and come here, and I'm going to Cali. Oh man, I miss that. I used to ruck march in Kentucky, 100-degree heat. So can I. Listen, the Army has taught us to do things that we had to. That doesn't mean I want to anymore. I can do a lot of stuff. Listen, I can camp. I can survive out in the woods. Army taught me that. But I'm city folk. All right, as far as I'm concerned, if I have to survive out in the woods, I'm real close to dying anyway. Just like the bayonet. What's the spirit of the bayonet? To kill? No. The spirit of the bayonet is to die. Because when you have to fix your bayonet, that means you ran out of ammo. And if there's still enemy there, there's probably enemy with arms and bullets, which means you running at them with your bayonet is just a glorious way for you to die. That's all it is. How you doing, Spider-Man? I was at Irwin pretty good. Yeah, NTC. Dude, I hated Fort Irwin. I was with the 221st Cav out here. When I came to Vegas, they switched me over to National Guard, and we took those tanks out there. Woo! Did it suck. Especially when you drive out. It's like being on the moon. At nighttime, it was freezing cold, but in the daytime, it got hot, and then oh, geez, we were in the what we were in. We were still using the M60 tanks for training. It sucked. So yeah, today was pretty busy. Like I said, pre-comic book day is next week, and once again, I'll say this year round. Visit your local comic book store. Support your local comic book store wherever you're at. What they've put together and what they've endured the last 3 years, the good ones, has not been easy. COVID took a lot out of us. And paper medium, just, being where it took a lot out of us. But there's something special about comic book stores. The people you meet there, the moments you have there. Even if you don't go in and spend everything you have on stacks of comics and toys, buy a little bit. Every little bit helps. Take a seat and have a conversation with the people behind the counter, with the other people that are at the counter with you. Trust me, man. It is why I took the risk to do what I do. Is because I am eternally trying to capture the feeling that I grew up with in a comic book store. So Free Comic Book Day is next Saturday, every first day in May. Come in, grab some free comics from all of us, hang around, talk to us, support if you can, and as much as you can. Because, like I say, I think comic book stores are a gift to society. So, all right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we are going to be on, and I'm going to set that up for. I'm going to make the graphic. They sent me the graphic. Like I'm going to have a backdrop. Um, they've sent me a backdrop that'll be behind me. They have all the links and everything that I'll be pinning to both my YouTube page and the Point Action Out, because we're going to be streaming from both to get the maximum amount of donations we can get. We're going to be pimping their T-shirts, the AFP T-shirts, the Steiner T-shirts, all the giveaways and stuff that they're going to be announcing. We're going to be part of that as well. And I'm going to invite some people on that have been part of this from that I know from the beginning that are not already down there. I've invited Anthony ACS on there, and I hope he doesn't try to show me up with his guns and stuff. Always trying to make me look little. But yeah, with him, I'm gonna invite a couple other people. Sunday, 11:30 a.m. On both this channel and Point Action Lounge, we are going to be streaming live, and we will be leading into Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour presentation that begins at 1 p.m. So I will be with you live all the way up to 1 p.m. We're going to talk, Snyder influences. Where do we go from here? What the Flash movie can mean for us? Just, what makes this whole thing special? What makes these movies special? What is the glue that keeps us together when it comes to, now, I'm not talking about the extremists and the crazy people that do stupid stuff. I'm talking about the people that are the moderate people, the 90% of us that are donating, that are hanging out, that have been there for people throughout this entire thing. There are people that I've met that I'm glad I met. It's almost to the point where, what if this movie had been made right? What if there hadn't been no Josh Whedon? What if there hadn't been no interference? There's a lot of people in this community that I wouldn't have met, and I think I'm better. I think I'm better for meeting Chris Wong-Swinton. I think I'm better for meeting Enoch. I think I'm better for meeting Phil and Jumpy, Bell Reb, Saggy Melons, Resident Evil. I mean, all these guys. I think our community and each other has improved on, so if the movie hadn't been meddled with, who knows? Where would we be right now? What would we be talking about? So, yeah, 11:30, and like I said, I'm probably going to put that stream together tonight so you guys can link to it, save the time, and I'll put all the links in there so you can donate up to whatever you can. Every little bit helps for this cause. So, all right, how you doing, Aaron? I'll keep an eye on the news, see if you do anything crazy. All right. Did anything they talk about interest you today? Some of the questions I've already they'd already asked. It was just cool just seeing them talk live for the most part. Most of the time I have to rewatch it because I had to be on mute. I had it on my big TV while I was dealing with customers and issues, but I had it on and whenever I could I'd mute it, but I have to rewind it because it was on for a while. I was watching Ben's stream, and Ben brought it up because I was watching it on Barrow, and then I watched it on Ben's stream. Ben was able to bring up the audio and everything. So I saw Steven interviewing him. I saw Dave, Film Junkie, interview him, and then they had a whole panel with Deborah Snyder on there. And I didn't get a chance to listen to a lot of it, because I'll watch it again. But it looked cool. I mean, I wish it had panned. I didn't see the audience. I wanted to see all the people packed in there because I heard it's a pretty small venue. Yeah, and like I said, I initially wanted to be there in person. I was up in the morning, and I was going to try to get tickets, and if I couldn't get tickets, first market, I was going to say, hey, you know what, I'll put up an offers. Somebody will have to cancel, because that always happens to these things. Then I realized what an absolute disaster it would have been if I'd had gone. Because not 6 to 8 hours later, all the events I had went up to a different level. I have, like I said, my trauma event. We added another feature to that I had to negotiate and get done. I had logistical arrangements that I thought were going in one direction, but needed to go in another direction that I had to be here for. I have Amazing Comic-Con that's happening right now this very weekend. And even if I don't get a chance to go down there like I need to be and hand out business cards and collect business cards, we have a lot of people that are in town that are coming to us because it's literally right down the street on Paradise Boulevard. And then just a lot of stuff I needed to get logistically ready. I had to be at the store this weekend or near the store, and it would have been an absolute disaster if I would have just traipsed off to LA. And while I had all this stuff to do, I would have ended up selling my tickets to somebody. So, and it sucks because I love what I do. I love the privilege of being, to be able to run things and run a business. But sometimes, it just keeps you pinned in one place sometimes. It just sucks sometimes. But, I have to adult. So there you go. Hey, well, everyone is like, yeah, I can already subscribe, push it on, do that, and then head over to that, youtube.com/@ the Sci-Fi Center, and subscribe and like there as well. Hold on. Just got to make sure that. Yep. Make sure my mom is not texting me. Sorry, I am a mama's boy when it comes to these things. Cool. So I'm getting responses in. We're giving away tickets to Guardians of the Galaxy for a screening. That's another thing I had to handle. We have a screening for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 this Tuesday, and we did a promotion for National Superhero Day. And you had to pretty much say, you guys who follow me on social media, you've probably already seen that. They wanted me to get people's favorite moments from the 2 previous films. So I've been getting texts and stuff all throughout the day about people, what their favorite moment was. A lot of Mary Poppins ones. And then we're going to do some raffles throughout the weekend, and we'll designate some people to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. I think it's Red Rock Cinema on Tuesday, May 2nd. Which, once again, another thing I'm going to have to miss out on because I have to be back at the center in the morning to shoot promo videos for Showmania. They're all Mondays. All right, Lex J, what are your thoughts on Dunk and Egg HBO? If you haven't covered the topic, are there recent creator-owned comics that have gotten your attention? Dead Romans, Little Monsters. I don't have a lot of info on Dunk and Egg. I haven't delved into that yet. As far as independent stuff, when I think of independence and creator-owned comics, to me, I'm old school because creator-owned would be like Image. Now, Image is a huge company, but back then they were the only creator-owned comics, comic company. Anything from Boom Studios, IDW. Something's Killing the Children. I just put in a massive order for Something's Killing, all the trade paperbacks and all the entire series. Now I'll have finally, so I'll be reading that. Dead Romans, Little Monsters. Those are good picks, but for me, Something's Killing the Children would be the first top of mind for me because I get a lot of requests for it, and it's a very interesting title. But I have to admit, I have not been reading as much as I should be. As a matter of fact, after May 12th and 13th, after Showmania, I'm usually not open on Mondays to the public because I'm burnt out at that point over the weekend. I am going to just sit and read comics. I read them anyway. I read them now, but I don't read nearly as much as I should. And I need to take a day just to read from end to end, read all my Black Label stuff, read all my independent stuff, and because what that does is it sharpens me and lets me know what I need to be getting, and then I also need to do a better job. Be honest with you, maybe we'll do this through a YouTube, a stream or Instagram. Is like I used to do, interact with people and find out what they want to see, what kind of stories that they're listening, they're watching. Or they're reading too, because like I said, some of the stuff I put in on this order is stuff that I would not have thought about ordering, but I had a customer say, "Why don't you try this?" And then so we'll try it. So we'll be experimental. But yeah, for me, Something's Killing the Children will be something I indie wise I would want to see a movie made out of if possible. How you doing? Let's see. Yes, I did. I did pop. Yeah, I did Pop Culture Mindfield. Do me a favor, Jeebus, if you could. I'll put a link to. Well, if you put a link in the chat because I'm on a different screen right now. Yeah, I was waiting. I'm like, rushing, getting my coffee ready because the previous Pop Culture Mindfield, I was late because I had a customer waiting for me, and the show starts at 11 my time. I open at 11, and I didn't have somebody to run interference for me. This time I was waiting, and I'm like, okay, and I'm looking, and he hadn't added me to the group. So as soon as he added me to the group, I got on. Um, I liked it. I'm really liking this show. This was my second week on there. I like the show. I think there's a good cross hash of diversified opinions on that show, and it's just like having a conversation if they were all sitting at the counter at the Sci-Fi Center. I mean, I don't think I agree with anybody on there entirely, and that's good. I mean, it's a nice little show. I'm on the second hour, and everybody articulates their opinions without destroying each other, and that's just in this day and era. You've all seen panels where it becomes, let's stab and kill everybody if they don't agree. Some of the good people on that stream, we have drastically different opinions, but we're able to articulate it. I like the pace of the show. Gary, the host, keeps things moving along. So like I said, I'm on the last hour. It's every Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Central time, and then 2 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to start seeing if I could get them to send me the link earlier so I can post the link the night before because I stream on Thursdays, and then I can put the link so you guys can join me there. Like I said, for those of you who are, see me on the panels with Thade or Enosh or anything else, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different than the stuff that you usually see me on, and I think that's cool. It gets me out of my element. I'm going to start doing that more and more and more, and just appearing in places that are not necessarily, places that I would have just thought of off the top of my head to be part of, because I think that's how you grow, and I think that's how I grow as a YouTuber. Yeah, I already have, dude. I have so many people waiting for it. I put in another order for it. There's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, Dune. Somebody came in and just took just about all my Dune comics, variants, virgin covers, and I'm like, wow, we're not even, we're months away from Dune Part 2 coming out, and I was building up for that, so I put in another order for Dune. If you guys haven't had a chance to read the Dune comics, they're amazing. They're amazing, and the covers are great. Other comic that I think you guys should be reading is from Titan Press. Anything that they have put out Blade Runner, period. Pick a title. Pick 2022, 2019, 2038, 2039, Black Lotus, any Titan Blade Runner comic, get them. Get the variants, and they're beautifully done books. They're, so that's another, I would say that's another independent title that we can make a movie out of, but they've already done it. So, hey, how you doing, Trema? I've been selling Something Is Killing the Children #1 for $300 each. Man, that's why I had to get the trade paperback, because I think I could probably get by, especially this week if I had it with collectors being in town for the convention. I think I could probably get a decent dollar, but I'd have to be careful for what I got it for. By the way, guys, this is why we're doing a Midnight Express and not a full overnighter, because at some point I have to dive headfirst into this. Sister Kim's. Can't lose that fry. Sister Kim's hot pastrami sandwich, cheese, pickles, and these fries may look plain to you. The seasoning that she puts on her fries, man, I just wish I should just get a whole order of just her fries alone. Would be, I'm gonna gain 400 pounds, But as soon as I'm done with this stream, I'm going running. So that's another reason. Yes, please do, because right now I'm just getting whatever's available, and then the trade paperbacks. Yeah, here we go. This was a show I was on today. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. That's a lot. I'm on the last hour of the second hour. I was actually on a little bit more because when I got in, he still had the guests from the previous, and we just went right into the second hour. But it's a fun show. Watch the whole deal. I mean, you don't have to just watch for me, but it's a fun show. All right, World Tree and Blue Book from James Tanyan, creator of Something Is Killing Children. World Tree is Image. Blue Book is Dark Horse. Image, DC Black Label, Dark Horse. Hairball from Matt Kinn. World Tree I have heard of. I think that is I think the guy who I'm getting my stuff recommended that to me because he saw how much I was ordering of Killing the Children, and then he recommended that. So good call on that one. Hairball from Matt Kinn. I'm not as familiar with that one. I will put that. Let me email myself. Hairball. All right. I'm going to keep this email open because you guys might come up with other ideas too while I'm doing this. So let's go back to my screen. I got so many screens on because we got so much going on. All right. Thank you, Lex J. I'm buying and selling stuff all day. I'm trying to find time to edit. Yeah. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gauge what I should be carrying. And like I said, told you guys before, I have to be careful. I can't gauge what I'm buying based on the local market here in Vegas because where I'm located, I've done that and it cost me. I learned that lesson the hard way. I have to get things that are in this level, but what my customer from Iowa is coming into, because that guy from Iowa or Illinois or Florida, they got their main comic book store. They got their one that they've been loyal to forever. When they're here on vacation, they come to me looking for stuff that they're experimenting with or variant covers. Or if they're jumping into something new, they want trade paperbacks. But this is some of the stuff that I just mentioned off that I've ordered is some of the stuff that's coming up even from the tourist level. So it's 70% of my revenue. 70%, 7 out of every 10 purchases is a tourist. Only 30% of my customers come from Las Vegas. And that's because most of them live way closer to a store than they live to me. And some of those stores are pretty heavy hitters. We got a couple out here that could just step on me, but I still have fun. Jacob, thought of Michael J. Fox discussing his Parkinson's disease, saying, I'm not going to lie, it's getting hard, it's getting harder, it's getting tougher. Every day is tougher, but that's the way it is. He's been saying that for about 30 years. He's been dealing with it for so long that, he says, I've always heard him say that. And as he's getting older, he's in, how old is Michael J. Fox? Because he's had that since he was young. He's had that, had Parkinson's since he was, he's 61 years old. Now he's been dealing with Parkinson's for, like I said, a really, really long time. Yeah, 1998. 1998, Fox was diagnosed as 1991. Actually, no. He was actually diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991. He disclosed it to the public in 1998. So he was really young so he's been dealing with this for his entire life. He's been part of the Parkinson charity. So he's a tough cookie, man. I wish him the best of luck. I wish him the longest. I mean, he's going to have bad days, just like you said, but he's been dealing with it for 32, 33 years now. So he's got a knack for it. But I feel for everybody who is going through things like this, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Parkinson's isn't as bad, but he's in his 60s now, and it will get tougher as he gets older. But it's a livable condition, and he's been dealing with it for a long time. So if there's anybody who can live a long, somewhat happy life, be around for another 25, 30 years, it's Michael J. Fox. So, all right, William, he also said, I've been thinking about the mortality of it. I'm not going to be 80. He says that, but I wonder if he thought in his 30s, because he was diagnosed in his 30s, would he ever reach 60? I mean, if you look at Parkinson's disease, the motor function disease. All right, what mechanism responsible for brain cell death consists of abnormal accumulation of the protein? So that's pretty much what it is. What actually it does to you. It kills parts of your brain that activates your motor functions. Let's see. I'm just trying to look at a little bit more about it. There's a lot of treatments for it. All right. All right, the life expectancy of people with Parkinson's disease is reduced. Mortality ratios are around twice those of unaffected people. Cognitive decline, dementia, old age onset uh, are more advanced disease state and presence of swallowing problems, mortality factors. In 2016, Parkinson's disease resulted in about 211,000 deaths globally. The disease it was an increase of 161% since 1990. The overall death rate has increased by 19%. There's a lot of different factors here that would decide how long you live, and a lot of it depends on what causes this because there's non-genetic. Like Muhammad Ali was non-genetic, so wow, it's a tough one, man. I mean, he's a fighter though. William thought on James Gunn says we're going to have to wait to see if Ezra Miller can continue in the Flash. I mean, we'll see how things go. I mean, I know a lot of people said he's already done. Campion's already said he's already done, and that the problems were big, and But once again, math. If the movie makes a lot of money and people want to see more, people can get on their high horse and say what people shouldn't do. It's not your money. You're not the one risking hundreds of millions of dollars on these franchises and trying to increase the probability that they make money. If you release a Flash movie that does super well and you want to do more with the Flash, like I said, you're going to have to make a business decision. When it comes to the Ezra Miller and anything that comes from the Flash, I start ignoring pundits simply because they're giving you their gut. They're giving you how they feel. None of those may factor into decision making when it comes to Ezra Miller. If Flash pulls in $1.5 billion, you know what? No one's heard about Ezra's transgressions in quite some time now. So I don't think it will come from the Gunn level. If they make a lot of money, the corporate suits who put that money on the line are going to have a higher degree of a higher part of that decision making than anybody at the studio head level. Because remember, James Gunn is an employee. David Zaslav has a boss, shareholders, and the chairman of the board, and all those guys. Everybody in the situation has a boss. None of those guys give a rat's ass about YouTubers, Twitter heads, and just, geeks. They don't care about that. They're going to be keeping an eye on what in this movie connects with the general audience. Is this something we can get some more money out of? That's going to be what the question is. All this other stuff will add problems. I won't go blah, blah, blah. They're going to focus on what the other 98% is responding to. And if they're responding with money, a lot of money speaks louder than YouTubers. Money speaks louder than Twitter. All right, so this is an open-ended thing. They could never use them again. It could be possible that we will have seen the last of Ezra Miller come June 16. But businesses are in business to make money. So, yes, I did. And that is one of the things that we were going to bring up on our Star Trek show tonight before we all fell kind of crazy with allergies and time. We are going to be doing this today at 2 p.m. I love that website. That website, like, again, I don't cry. I don't cry over entertainment. I don't shed tears over entertainment. But there's one in particular thing in there that really moved me. And then you go on to the archive there. That you can link to the archive, and it gives you the bridges of every enterprise, all kinds of stuff from the little Roddenberry archive thing that links right to it. So we're going to go over that in depth today at 2 p.m. Because it's really cool, and I think everybody who's a Star Trek fan should see it. William thought on David Lindelof's pitch for the Rey Star Wars film reportedly would have been set around 6 years after the Rise of Skywalker. First, focus on an elderly Rey chaining two young Jedi. You know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for getting as far away from this backyard as possible. I mean, give me another 10 years. Do 70. Give me 100. Give me 100 years. I mean, I'm ready for the next step that steps away from Skywalker. William Donald, True Detective creator Neo Pozzolato is now working on the script for Blade. Hope they get it together, man, because they had to cancel that like what 6 weeks before they were shooting. And you got a two-time Academy Award winner and a Mahershala Ali just sitting there waiting around. He could be doing other projects. So I hope they get it together because it didn't sound like they had everything together. And I hope adding this guy as a scriptwriter moves that process along. Bad Idea Comics. I've heard of that. Hold on. Hold on. Bad Idea. All right. Got it listed. Thanks, Jeeves. All right. Let's see. Where am I at? So many screens. All right. Connie Nielsen. Well, yeah, I loved her in that movie. The mother of Paul Mescal-Lucius. And there's somebody else that's who else got named for that we were talking about the other day? Gladiator 2. Thank you, Ridley Scott, for continuing as long as you can to give us as much as you can. This is going to be another. He should have won the Academy Award for this. Traffic ended up winning. I saw Traffic. Traffic was a good movie. I thought this was one of Ridley Scott's best movies. And Russell Crowe won for Best Actor. And it won for Best Movie. Or no, it didn't win for Best Movie. It won for I forgot what it won for thing, but everybody but Ridley Scott. Joaquin Phoenix should have won Best Supporting Actor for that movie too, but he eventually got it for Joker. But that's great. I'm so looking forward to Gladiator 2. All right. Well, Andy Samberg will voice Ben Reilly in Across the Spider-Verse. I'm just happy that Ben Reilly is still around as a character. I remember when Ben Reilly was first brought back in the mid-'90s as part of the Clone Saga. You want to see a bunch of man babies uprise and boycott Spider-Man because they were trying something different? Man. And I wish they would have stuck with it. And when they killed his character off, I didn't think I was going to see him again. And then they brought him back. And finally he's back in full swing in the comics. He's, got his own deal. And he belongs in this movie. I'm really looking forward to Across the Spider-Verse. We're going to be able to do an advanced promo of that. And we're going to be doing some giveaways for that too when June 2nd gets around. That is my favorite Spider-Man movie. That is my favorite Spider-Man movie of any medium is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I have a feeling that Across the Spider-Verse is going to get up there too. So, all right, William, what do you think of number 2? Ha ha ha! Glad somebody asked me that question. I got it up on my screen now, and as soon as the stream is over, I'm going to watch the absolute and total annihilation of the Memphis Grizzlies. Goodbye, Dylan Brooks. Goodbye, Ja Morant. All right. Bye. All right. Just destroyed. They beat them by 40 points. 125-85. They destroyed them. It was over at halftime. If for those of you out there who are animal lovers, turn your head away when you see the highlights of that one because you're not going to want to see what they did to those poor Bears. Now they get to wait and get some rest because Sacramento and Golden State are going to 7 games. And to be honest with you, if the Lakers are playing this type of defense, I don't care who comes out of that series. I like my team's odds against anybody left. If they're going to play, if you watch that game, it was a systematic just dismantling of a professional team, a number 2 seed, 51-game winner, best record in the NBA as far as their home record goes. Weren't as good on the road, but the Lakers went in there and beat them. But this today, I was able to sit back and relax a little bit while I was getting some work done. Once I knew it was over, and you start seeing the scrubs and the people you haven't seen all year start getting time, it's like, loved it. Let's see. He was exposed to something on set in Canada. The sets were built in warehouses that stored chemicals, and many other actors got it too. Oh, okay. So his is non-genetic. Wow, it just sucks because you know what? You see people like this that that are dealing with these things, and they're an inspiration to me. Stephen Hawkins is a hero to me. I don't have that many heroes because I think when you put people on that level, it's hyperbolic. Stephen Hawkins. For those of you guys are not familiar, he's the guy that was in the wheelchair. He had ALS. He dealt with it for 40 years, which is most of his life. He died when he was 77. He was diagnosed with that when like in his mid 30s. It's hard for a lot of people to get up and just deal with everything. And people who have your health, everything, your faculties about you, you're in good health. It's hard getting through the day with all that in your favor. For this guy to trudge through, to find a way to get up, to find a reason to go on, to find a reason to explore black holes and theories, to find a way to improve himself as much as he could with this debilitating disease, to not give up hope, not only for a cure, but that he should even still be around. And every rotten day I've ever had, I always think of that guy. I always think about that. That guy didn't give up till his dying breath. He was 77 years old, and his health was declining towards the end there. But he was still holding out for a cure. He's like, I'm not getting any younger, guys. Hurry up and come up with a cure. But he understood his mortality. But it got to the point where he couldn't move any part of his body except for his eyes in order to control his chair and in order to control to be able to put out to be able to use words. I can barely talk without stammering over myself during this very stream. Imagine what it would like to be. But he got up. He got up every morning. He went to teach at school. He continued to study and come up with theories about black hole. Continued to study and things about what Einstein was talking about. Continued to be a genius. Continued to entertain people. He's been on The Simpsons. He's been on Star Trek. I mean, and he just whenever you sat and you heard him talk, you never were talking to a guy who was giving up. So that guy's an inspiration, and Michael J. Fox, all these guys that are going through anything, fighting through any physical ailment, they should be an inspiration to everybody else who doesn't think that they have what it takes to make it through the day. You really do. You don't always have to, you're not always forced to find out that you do with a disease or a debilitating injury or something like that. But they did. I think we can too. So hopefully, Michael J. Fox is around a long time and can continue to inspire people because he's inspired me. Congrats to 38-year-old LBJ, 20-year veteran for leading a team that started 2-10 with Westbrook and Pat Bev. Not just 2-10, 0-5. They were 0-5, and it didn't look good throughout the year. If you'd have told me at trade, because I just didn't know if they were going to be able to remove Russell Westbrook's contract in order to get players to make things happen. His contract was a $47 million contract that nobody was going to take because it was huge. And give credit to Rob Pelinka for being able to engineer a trade to not only offload that contract, but to get pieces back that are helping them do what they're doing now. Rudy Hachimura, that's a steal. Jared Vanderbilt. D'Lo had 32 points tonight. So they now have pieces to. Now we went from 2-10, 0-5, 2-10, 13th place. 4 weeks ago to knocking out the number 2 seed. Now my LA Kings are going to get screwed tomorrow. Connor McDavid, because they're going to get ripped off. I have no illusions tomorrow that my Kings hockey team aren't going to get screwed tomorrow by Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Evander Kane, and all those other clowns that take cheap shots at our players. Don't get penalties called, but you cough on them, you're in the box. I miss the 90s. If we had issues like this, Google Claude Lemieux. I'll leave it there. Yes, he had never lost. He's never lost when he's up 2 games. Any series where LeBron James has a 2-game lead, he's never lost that series. Michael K. They can use the Flash, but do they need him to buy? As they can just recast and use Wally. He's more popular anyways. General public doesn't know who the hell Wally West is. All right. The non-comic book collectors does not know who Wally West is, and he is not more popular actually. Even during his entire run, remember, Wally West was the Flash for almost 30 years during the absence of, or 26 years during the absence of Barry Allen after Crisis. He was the Flash. He was the mainline Flash, and that entire time people were clamoring for Barry Allen, their OG Flash. I mean, he is popular, but he's not popular as the original deal. It's not. And movie wise goes, it's not going to matter. You're talking about a general audience who's going to see Ezra. If the general audience that doesn't know who Wally West is sees that, they identify the Flash with Ezra Miller. They don't even know who these other people are, unless you're one of the 8 people that are watching WB. You may know, there you go. But for the rest of the population, they're going to make the connection. That is their Flash, and if they enjoy that Flash, it's going to be up to the people who run the studios and the people who enjoy the Flash to come together and supply and demand. But if there's business, if Desert does good business at the box office and you don't use them again, I think that's malfeasance. I think you're a derelict in your duty. It's not the studio's job to please people that have an issue with Ezra Miller. All right. Their job is to determine whether they can go forward with him and if he can make money for them. And if he can, it's a business. If Ezra Miller can still make money, and anybody that you're dealing with still make money, that needs to be the top priority. It's a business. It's not our casual conversation. We're not paying for anything. We're not risking anything. So it would be a huge risk to go forward without Ezra Miller if this movie, even if you could explain it away. You do the explaining after you stop making money out of him. Then you do the explaining. But you know what? I'm not in the boardroom. This could be very well the last time that we ever see Ezra Miller. And like I said, Zazoff and co have made some decisions that have kind of shocked me. So who knows? You could be right. But like I said, all questions will be asked and are answered on June 16th or in the following weeks. William John Morant really thought he said I'm fine in the West Conference earlier this year in an interview after the Lakers. Yeah, just like Dylan Brooks called LeBron James old, and they cooked him for that comment. Jalen and I have returned. Hello, everybody. Hey, William. Been a while. Busy at work. Oh, I know. Busy at work, son. Trust me. I am too busy. Hey, but you know what? Prosperity. Ready to talk some movie news? So am I, man. William, thought on Jajman Hunsu. I always screw up the name. Is expected to reprise his role as Juba opposite Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Barry Keoghan, and Joseph Quinn. That's who got added to that. I'm happy. I always like to see that guy do work. He's everywhere, man. He's everywhere, and I'm happy for him. Get that money, get those roles while you can, man. I think it's great. I think I love Joseph Quinn, and he will always be Eddie. He will always be the stoner playing on the top of that trailer and upside down, man. I mean, I have never connected with a starting to cough. Never connected with a character from Stranger Things as quickly as I connected with him. I really enjoyed, dude. Stranger Things season 4. I'm gonna defend. It's some of the best storytelling and character arc in my life, and I've seen a lot. I genuinely cared about each and every one in that show, whether they lived, whether they died, what they went through, what they meant to each other, their camaraderie. You were rooting for these people. I love Stranger Season 4, and I love him in it. Yes, hit the like button, everybody. Woohoo! William thought on Peter Safran on Jason Momoa. I did not see what he said. I missed that. I'll have to look it up. Correct, Ali. Hi, I just want to offer a promotion on your channel. View your followers, chat bots. The price is lower than any computer. Okay. I had no control over the Twitch, so sorry about that, guys. How you doing, Daniel? Jacob McKinney, yeah, everybody was saying that he confirmed that he's now playing Lobo because of that comment. Oh, yeah. You know what? If they're going to do Lobo, as long as they're going to do it in an ensemble and he's part of something, if they do Lobo solo movie, we're in Black Adam Shazam territory. Nobody knows who that character is. And yes, Jason Momoa is a MILF magnet. And if he takes his shirt off, you got a shot. But Lobo is heavily covered in leather and vest and makeup and stuff, so it's not the same as Aquaman being covered with tattoos. Like I said, I don't care how good Aquaman Lost Kingdom is. It's not going to matter. All you got to do is a trailer with Momoa topless, and you're going to get the MILFs going. So it's not going to. Definitely smash the like button for the Lounge and Sci-Fi Center. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm improving. Where am I at? Like I said, I estimated I'm going to be 78 when I get 1,000 views. Hey, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Woohoo! But like I said, I've held off dedicating, a lot of time, my soul time, because we wanted to keep the lounge running and wanted to keep the simulcast going until, at which time Enosh decides, he wants to get back on the saddle again. So we wanted to make sure that the channel didn't die, and we wanted to keep it as much like he had it as possible. As time goes on, I will be doing different things on my channel that are shorter, that are not live streams. And I know I got a lot of plans for that. I had plans before, but just had to wait a little bit. All right. So if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Why gamble on the unknown when they have money in the bank? All reporters said Ezra killed in the flesh. I've said this before. And like I said, and this is coming from somebody who is intrigued by what James Gunn has announced. All right. This phone is the Flash. All right. This phone is in my hand, or it's closer to my hand than Legacy is 2 years from now. Well, it takes time to make movies. Great, I understand that. But Warner Brothers came in behind with a company that's in debt and a studio and a label that's had its credibility crapped on for quite a while. Yeah, I know movies take time. My question is, and we'll find this out over the next 2 years, is do they have that kind of time? All right, guys, that was the Midnight Express. I am out here. I got to go eat this food that I've been staring at. And plus, we got a long weekend ahead of us between the Full Circle event that we will be hosting at 11:30 on both these channels. Just keep an eye out. You'll get the notifications if you guys are liked and subscribed. And I'll put the link everywhere, my Twitter, Instagram, everything else, so you guys will all know about it. And like I said, I'm going to be trying to bring on as many guests that are part of this Snyder community that are available to me for my 90 minutes. And I hope we raise a lot of money and have a lot of fun. From this point out, from the day they put me into the ground, money is not, for me, is not my main priority. It's having fun. I think if you have fun at what you're doing, the money will come. People will see you having fun. You put out an atmosphere of fun, whether it's raising funds for a charity or in your own business. So people see you having fun. It's a contagious effect. So, all right, guys, we will see you tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. for Star Trek Weekly, later on in the evening for Star Trek Overnight, and then at 11 a.m. Pacific time for our AFSP Full Circle event live on Point Diction Lounge and the Sci-Fi Center's own page, which you see there, youtube.com/Sci-Fi Center. And with that, I will see you guys real soon, actually. Have a nice night. Get some sleep.